The Happy MineCrafter, a guide to sustainable living in your own backyard in Minecraft. Hosted by JDMac020. Created and developed by Jonathan MacGregor. And now, let's go to the show.
All right then, watchers, welcome back to the estate in our newly constructed house for this, the last show of the season. And boy, do we have a doozy packed for you today. Today we're going to get everything lit up, some of the basics of decorating done, and I think we're going to do a nice little redstone project, a fancy doorbell down there by the front door. Because why not? Why not, watchers? We got to go out with a bang. So, why don't we just get started? So what we've decided to do here is start top to bottom, primarily with the light. Primarily with the light, watchers. We definitely want to use our... Oh, we're throwing glowstone now. That's how excited we are. We do want to utilize glowstone as much as possible. The question, dear watchers, is do we go into the ceiling with it? I think we're going to end up doing that. And I think it blends fairly well also. Let's see how this works. Because we don't want to make a claustrophobic situation here, watchers. We gave the luxurious ceiling there for a reason. Now that definitely seems brighter already. We won't know if it's 100% until the sun finishes setting here. Let's go ahead and check out the... Oh, that's a nice view, isn't it? So I think, because as we do the ceiling here, we'll also get a light boost upstairs through some of these. That's working out nicely. And in addition, we have a bookshelf that we want to use here. Provided some supplies already. We're going to tuck bookshelves under stairs. I think is just a good plan. I believe wrapping that completely is definitely the way to go. And at the top of the stairs here, we're going to want to do another one. I think it's working, watchers. I think our light is definitely coming through. Yes, this is definitely well lit. This is delightful. Let's come up here. Oh yes, this will do perfectly, watchers. I think this is an excellent plan, and no torch fumes, no ridiculousness of that nature, no coal to rely on. It's just good old-fashioned glowstone. Now, out here we have a little bit of a different project. We don't have any light at this point, and we're not always going to need the light here in what is this? The deck. On the deck. Because, well, it's the deck. You're not always going to be out here. You don't always want lights on. And our goal here is to try and make it so that we're not always using power. Where's my levers? So I think, yes, that will do quite nicely, watchers, and then we can flip them off when it's needed. And we're also going to add a little bit of a Didn't think that one out through, did I, Watcher? Let's go ahead. We'll break this. Luckily, we get those back, and we don't have to waste time on the crafting table. Did it really fall? It did. Goodness gracious, Watchers. Oh, goodness. Well, we can get most of it placed. Oh, what am I doing? Try and plan ahead, and look at where that gets us. Jumping from the second story, that's what that gets us. All right then, Watchers, come on now. Let's try this one more time. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and place this here, and that should work there as well. Let's go ahead and plant our levers. We're going to provide our little safety, because there's no sense in falling if we can avoid it. That was a painful drop, as you saw. And now we have the luxury of just hanging out here safely, out of the weather mostly, and enjoying the night air. I like it, Watchers. I like it a lot. All right. Now we are going to continue on downstairs, where there is, oh, we have not lit anything up yet. Just trade these in. Hopefully this is enough. I think one right here will be good. And maybe over this doorway as well. Let's do the same thing we did upstairs right there. I do like that. It's a very bright effect. I think that comes in nicely. And let's try here. There we go. We are out, and I want to do at least one more. So let's dash upstairs and see what we can do. Where did I put those? Was that out here that we put that? Yes. And as you can see, we didn't actually have, we do need these because the glowstone for the ceiling downstairs actually fits into the floor, underneath the floor here. It's that complicated situation. Let's see here, right in the middle I think we'll be doing fantastically. And it looks a little dark here. And that works out well because we can't see through. Oh, Watchers, isn't that so much better? Nice and light and airy. Fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and finish our little project here. Cave noise in the house. It bothers me. I don't like that. Very unsettling to get the cave noise when you really shouldn't be getting the cave noise. Yes, I like this. This is a nice little nook over here. And I initially had planned to drop this slab here, but I don't think it's necessary now that we have the bookshelf in place. I think it looks much more in line, much more aesthetically pleasing. Well, Watchers, our next project is an outdoor project, and I'd rather not be working outdoors in the middle of the night. So how about we reconvene in the morning, and we will dabble with a little bit of our redstone. Okay, Watchers, now that we are back, and it's a bright day out and there's no monsters running around, we are going to go ahead and get rolling here. And we're going to make a doorbell, like I told you. We're going to do that using note blocks, some redstone, a couple of repeaters, and then there's some cosmetic stuff that we're going to play with too. Now, first thing we need to do, and we'll need that in a bit. Just get this out of here. First thing we need is a button for the doorbell. What kind of doorbell does not have a button? Not this one. We are going to run our redstone, not that way, we're not, down to the first note block. Minor detail about note blocks: they need redstone to be powered. They need space above the block, or you don't hear anything. Think about a piano or other instrument. If you had something pushing down on top of it, you would not be able to hear it very well. And you tune them like that. I think that will work well. So now, when somebody comes to visit and presses the doorbell, that's not very exciting though. That's kind of silly. What we're going to do next is add a bell, because you think ding dong. When we want to expand that, we want a nice healthy delay. Another detail about note blocks, watchers: if you put them on certain elements, they make certain sounds. The default is this piano sound, but if we placed it on a on stone, for instance, it's a snare drum. Vastly different than the piano sound. And snare drum is a terrible instrument, so we actually had to place some dirt down here to get the correct sound. So we come back up here. May not be able to hear it because it's too soft. Hear it? Ding dong. If we played with the repeater, if we've made it very short, ding-dong, ding-dong. That's not bad. We might keep it there instead of having it completely long. And we're going to have a fancy home, watchers. Very fancy. So we're going to add another. Oop. A three-chimer, as you might say. I think that's going in the wrong direction. What was it? 1, 2, 3? No, 1 and 2. See what that sounds like. Could do this all day, watchers, playing with different notes. I like that. That's a little bit urgent. but it's soft. It's not too insistent. We'll go with that. We will go with that, watchers. And of course, now we have to cover it all up because it's absolutely silly to have the neighbors coming up and asking to borrow some sugar because then they can see the entire setup. It's like, why push the doorbell? It's kind of ridiculous. And it still works. We're going to pull out these stairs to cover the last little bit. Isn't that snazzy looking? And no one would have any idea, watcher, that anything is going on. Look at that. Just coming up to the door. There we go. Now, the outdoor lighting is a situation I would also like to address. And I'd like to do that also in a slightly fancy way, because it's how we appear to the world, watchers. The front door porch light. Everybody knows about the porch light. Typically it's off to one side, but we're not doing that. We're going to be very symmetrical. And it also acts as a bit of an awning. So we're going to come in here, and we're going to ta-da! Have to remember to close the door behind us. There's our front porch light. We're not going to do that with everything, although we should do it for our other door. Come here. Let's craft this quite quickly. I need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. That's how you make a redstone lamp. It's a bit of glowstone surrounded by some redstone. And I am also going to need another lever. Stick, stick. I've got a stick. Alright then, watchers. We are very close to being move-in ready. It's very exciting, very exciting. Lovely. Lovely indeed. I think we're set. Now, I would like to go about and mark these anyhow. I think it is important that we have adequate outdoor lighting. Just because it's just not, we don't want to encourage any spawning. We don't want to create problems where there don't really need to be any. So we're just going to throw some perimeter lights up. And that is a concern with the flat areas up on the roof. We don't have those lit either at the moment, and that can lead to spawning, and that's an uncomfortable situation to have monsters spawning on your home. It's supposed to be a bit of a sanctuary, and that's not the case in a situation where the monsters are spawning up there. In any event, I think it's time to turn on our lights. Isn't that lovely, watchers? We need to craft one more item. Ooh, bit of a lag there. Before this place is move-in ready, we need to situate the bedroom. Don't need to jump, that's what the stairs are there for. Don't need random chests laying about. We will find a way to deal with all of this later. Make everything pretty. Might as well turn our lights on. And I guess we already have a bit of a setup here. And there we have it. Set up another nightstand below the window there. We are finally ready. Maybe another one there to cover some of the light. That's not going to work, is it, watchers? Perhaps. Yes, I think that'll do nicely. Well, in that case, perhaps we should... It's about the little things, watchers. It's the little things that really make a home out of a house. Put a flower there, perhaps. Got a lovely little bed. Oh. Where is that Enderman? This house is tall enough for him to be inside. Disconcerting, watchers. Very disconcerting. I don't think he's inside. Where are you at, you crazy fiend? There he is. Come back here. It's my dirt. I can't just come in here stealing dirt from the estate. Well, I never. At any rate, watchers, I believe it is time to bring this season to a close. I want to thank each and every one of you for your patience during the season as we figured out how to bring the magic of estate living to the masses, and all the fun I hope you've had as we've explored underground and created a blacksmith shop and rebuilt our homes and all sorts of fun, exciting goodies and cooking and whatnot. Hopefully you have been able to figure out how to incorporate some of this in your own lives, in your own backyards in Minecraft, and become closer and more in tune, because that is, after all, the goal, to become more in tune with Minecraft in your everyday life. So, with a little luck, we will be able to secure funding and return in a second season. I'm starting to already jot down ideas on how to explore this lifestyle even more for you watchers, all you happy watchers at home. So until that happy day, please feel free, comment your ideas, things you'd like to see, all that fun stuff, and we shall return in the future with any luck. Until that day, watchers, happy Minecrafting.
This show was brought to you by Mojang, Windows Expressions Encoder, Open Broadcaster Software, Windows Movie Maker, and by watchers like you.
Weapons are prohibited in prison. That shouldn't be a surprise to anybody in the viewing audience today. No killing guards, obviously. Failure to do so will result in jail and death.